Hello and welcome to the Nordic Takedown podcast. My name is Jason, the Captain Kirk, and this is episode 104 of the podcast. And I'm joined here today by fellow host and founder, Adam.
Hel-
I'm so humble. How are you?
Hello, thank you.
Hi.
I'm good. I'm good. How are you?
Yeah, no, pretty good, pretty good. A little bit tired. There's been a lot of. I'll go on to why in a second, but I've been playing a lot of Star Wars Unlimited recently this week, and it's been very exciting. Um, but one big news, Adam, is that we are literally 2 years from when we started this.
Yeah, it's
That
not two
episode
years on
one.
the date, but it's 2 years in weeks, right?
Yeah, exactly. We had the discussion internally. So
Yeah.
104 episodes, one a week. That's 52 times 2, 104. So we have made it a full 2 years of the podcast.
Yeah.
And so next week is the start of year 3. I think it's a
Yeah.
week of pre-release that we started this as well. So yeah, we've done. It's gone quite well.
I agree. I agree.
Yeah.
It's been
Oh,
been fun.
and we made a milestone.
Yeah.
What was the milestone
The
this week?
milestone, except going 2 years straight with episodes, is of course we reached 1K subscribers, right? Or
Yeah.
followers,
Yeah.
whatever we call it,
1K on YouTube. Yeah,
on YouTube. Yeah.
1,000 subscribers. Yeah,
And a lot of that had to do with your work this week, Jason. Right? That's when the newest followers jumped in.
yeah, absolutely. We got the press kit from Asmodee, and like really early as well. We spoke to you. I got an email from you on our rep, and was just like, yeah, cool. Congrats on the card you pulled, which is beautiful. I've even put it in a Ultimate Guard One Touch, the a Prestige Django Fett in a normal booster, which was really nice. It was like, congrats on the card. We hope we can send you the Game Genic stuff if it comes in. So I think that was the bit delayed, and they sent out what they had in
Yeah.
good time because not everyone's got theirs yet. Some people in Europe yet, but I think there's some people in the US. In Germany, I was chatting to the guys from Holocron Card Club, Card Hub. They haven't got theirs yet, so we were very lucky to get ours nice and early. And I literally got in and recorded that evening. And yeah, it's taken us over up to like I think 50 extra subs now
That's
or
nice.
more with this weekend, and we've got a whole load of shorts out as well. And I'm
Yeah.
just filming opening packs. So if you see our shorts, check the number because there's 8 out at the moment. I'm trying to push out 3 a day at the moment, and you can see all the cards, everything that we open. I have filmed. So
And do you want to know another milestone in a way? Your A Lawless Times Food press kit opening is now our most viewed video on YouTube already. Took 2 days.
pretty much, yeah. I'm thinking we're just about level with the Cad Bane Blue video.
It's ranked over when I'm ranking by
Is it just gone over now?
popularity. Yeah, 2.9, 2.9.
Nice.
So
Cool.
it's,
Well, then I can sleep peacefully tonight, knowing that I have
that people have
contributed.
watched. Yeah, people have watched some stuff that you made for sure.
Yeah, people watch stuff that I've made finally.
Yeah.
Because I've finally made stuff. That's the difference here. I don't get a chance to pre-film so much more than just producing the podcast. So that's been my focus. So, but yeah, it's been quite exciting. And I think I want to kind of talk about that as the first part of the podcast today, and exactly what I've been playing and my first impressions of actually having the cards on there. But have you been doing anything Star Wars Unlimited related since we were last on?
Not really. Not more than just playing a bit, practicing for a Cantina Brawl that is coming up, so we can shout that out already. Um, 21st of
Yeah,
March.
the Cantina Brawl 4, I think it will be run it.
Yeah. Uh,
Yeah.
will be 21st of March, and I think we are streaming it, right?
I'm still confirming everything.
Yeah.
It's for them. I think it's still early days to set a lot of this stuff up and everything. They've got some other stuff they're focusing on now, but I'm hopefully we can, and I'd definitely be there.
Yeah. Uh, we are okay. We are aiming for it at least.
Yeah.
So that's basically what I've done. Not
Mm.
much more than that. Um, how have your games been and the testing of the press kit? How has that been? Like,
It's yeah, it's been really good. Like the biggest because I have been kind of looking at some of the new heroes, some of the new decks, and playing around with them online a little bit. Like the new Chewbacca has basically been the main new hero that I've found. As soon as it got spoiled, I was like, okay, I need to find some Chewbacca decks. And I think the first pack I opened was was Chewbacca,
yeah, yeah,
and I
of
was like,
course.
this is gonna be good. But like the new Tobias Beckett with the yellow blue
Yeah,
he's not villainy or heroic. That is such a fun hero. It's like trying to be what it's basically kind of doing the similar things of what I think DJ was trying to do, like where he was messing around with capturing your own stuff, and then you defeat your own stuff in order to play the stuff that's been captured by it and stuff. But instead, what he's doing is he's giving control of your own units to the opponent, and then when he flips, you can choose to destroy all of your opponents that your creatures, that your unit, sorry, that your opponent has, and then you gain a credit and draw a card for each one.
yeah,
And so you get a big boost in credits, you get a big card draw, and it's just like that flip turn can be absolutely insane if you play it right.
yeah.
If you play it right.
If you play it right, then maybe he is not the best leader to play in a sealed.
No,
um,
exactly. Yeah, yeah,
when
yeah.
you go to your pre-releases next weekend, maybe avoid Tobias Beckett.
Yep. Pretty much. But as a constructed thing, it can have a lot of fun with him because he's already yellow and blue.
Yep.
You've got obviously need to avoid the heroic and the villainy ones unless you've got a way of um, cheating out without paying the aspect tax. Like the version that I've been looking at has got the new Luke, red yellow heroic Luke, where you've made the credits, you can afford to get him out early
Yeah.
as a nice big finish.
So basically, you play blue, yellow, red.
Blue, yellow, red is the version.
Yeah.
Actually, shout out to Star Wars Dad on YouTube for his um,
Deck list.
for the version of the deck list that he's been going. And I actually saw on Facebook that people have been complaining about the fact that going in, people aren't liking this deck because it's too strong, and they're just quitting before the game even starts. And then he pops up and goes, "Yeah, I might have had something to do about that. Sorry."
Yeah. I think it's like that. He's probably strong, but it's also a leader that does some new crazy stuff that people are not used to play around. So when
Exactly.
people start figuring out, don't kill the replay your 80 hauler, like stuff like that, then it's gonna not be as oppressive, most likely. Yeah,
Yeah, exactly, and it is a kind, and it's an effect which you only really want to give because you get a credit token when you give your unit to the
yeah,
opponent. So and then you destroy everything when you flip. So it's an effect that you don't want to use once your lead has been destroyed.
Yeah.
So once it comes back, you don't need to use that, and so it's just about building the board state and getting the most out of the board state that you already have when he's out. So then you can bring the hauler out, then you can bring all that stuff out that you want to. But then, like, Qui-Gon is a leader which does not work against, because anything you give to your opponent, he's going to put straight back to your hand.
Yeah.
So he has got some counters, some very strong counters. Aggro decks, you've got to be careful because you're just giving them units to smack you around the base
Yeah,
with.
exactly. Yeah, they will just hit your base with it. Obviously, like
yeah,
maybe you can board wipe or something when you flip, and they will not have done the 27 or 30 HP damage. But
absolutely, and actually, that's one of the better ones I had, because I just reminded myself of the card here. Is it the new 7-cost board wipe when you can bring a card back to your hand? The Rhydonium Detonation. That each player returns a non-leader unit to its owner's hand, and then you defeat all non-leader units. So you can do that, because by the time, if you've successfully flipped at that turn on 5, you've got at least 2 units on the other side. You're going to be able to pay for that 7 cost.
Yeah.
On turn 4. So that's that's a really big thing. And another thing, I can say this now, I was going to bring this up a little bit later, but using the credits is going to be another very big skill point, because especially when you get a big influx of credits, do you spend them all there and then to get the board state, or do you save them for a rainy day? Do you save them for, okay, I want to get my big unit out, I haven't drawn him yet, what am I doing with this extra resources that I'm not always going to be able to get?
Yeah.
Because at the late game, the sequencing is more important in the late game. So you don't want to waste, unless you've lost, your opponent has taken initiative and you've got the opportunity to get more credits. You can't rely on getting more credits, especially like if you're one of the leaders that can produce credits, like even the new Jabba the Hutt, for example, is one of them.
Yeah, Krennic.
I think there's a couple more as well. So the using of the credits, it's a resource, but it's a resource you still have to manage, right?
Yeah.
So
Definitely.
that's been a learning curve. So the things that I have done with the press kit, and actually this is giving you a little bit of, those of you guys who've watched the 2 big videos that we've done so far, and there's going to be at least 2 or 3 more that I'm producing from this, was we've opened up a few packs with the press kit, and then we opened up the pre-release, and I built a pre-release deck, kind of going through step by step. And someone asked me, say, can I today as well, like in the video we had to get it down to half an hour.
Okay.
Opening all the packs, I put on a time lapse, because I'm just opening packs. People want to get to the deck build, right?
Yeah.
People said, but I want to see you opening. I want to read the cards. I want to see everything opening up. So I might upload just the card opening part for those people who really, really want to see that. So that will be coming up. But I end up building a really fun Agent Callus deck. Now, Agent Callus is another one of these ones, and I think it's going to be really strong in your sealed. So a little bit of pre-release tips here. Agent Callus can be really strong, because obviously he's on his leader side. You pay 1, you play a card from your hand, ignoring his aspect penalties. So that means that I can play a red. If I've got a blue, green villainy deck, I can play a red, yellow heroic card, like Luke Skywalker, for 1 extra.
Yeah.
So the deck I have ended up having Kazantan in. I had the Rhydonium Detonation, Shadow of the Stygian Prime, which is the new upgrade that it's red, yellow villainy. you stick it on it, and then it's like doing 2 damage to your base. It can't ready, etc., etc. So it's just wearing them down time by time. I can, I put in little things like attack with flashed events, so you're giving +2 with boosts and stuff. It's a 1 cost attack. I'm only paying 2 cost
Yeah.
for these little things. So you can basically, your card pool all of a sudden can be anything that it can go into this deck. So Callus is going to be, I think, really strong for your pre-releases, as well as Hera Syndulla.
I could definitely agree on Callus, because he opens up deck choices, possibilities, like in a way like Leia and Snoke has done. They open up like make poor cards good. He doesn't give poor cards good, but if you have like good cards of aspect that you want to pair in, it's going to be easier. So he will have a little bit more flexibility. He also flips on 5. He's probably going to be good. Probably, yeah. Not as Leia and Snoke, but we don't need to have more Leias and Snoke.
No, absolutely. I mean, you're talking about the new Leia?
No, from last set.
Absolutely, yeah. But if we're talking to the leader pool that we have got, Hera is also another one that we realized was actually pretty good, because she has a similar thing, but when you have to control 2 or more units, and you could not aspect penalties on heroic cards or heroic units you play.
Yeah.
So it's unit specific, and you have to control 2 or more units, so you have to go wide. However, you can then play put a whole load more units off aspect in your deck as well. So Callus is better still, but Syndulla is still one that can work and can help you go a little bit wider. Maybe those heroic 1-drops from some, or the mid range. Maybe it's another way to basically get the Spectre cards in play. Like the first Hera tried to just be able to put anything Spectre and off aspect.
Yeah.
This is another way to try and build a board, and then you can get your Ezras, your Kanans, the new Zeb, etc., etc. You can get those out on the board, and so it's the kind of, it's like kind of Syndulla 2.0, maybe trying to do something and make it a little bit more useful.
Yeah. Also flipping on 5, having restore 1, like just good stat line, and depending on how this sealed meta will become, like if you can get 2 units and they are not killed easily, then it's going to be a relevant ability as well. She might not be as relevant in Premiere, but just flipping on 5, having the restore is pretty good. And like, I'm not sure if it's going to be like you want to play villain or want to play hero for the pre-release, but that can also factors in. Like, for example, in Secrets of Power, you basically wanted to play villain all day unless you had Leia. And if you always wanted to play Leia, but if you didn't have Leia, you just didn't want to touch hero. So we don't know.
Was this time Callus? Callus, actually, I haven't mentioned this, that his heroic side, he's encouraging you to also put heroic cards in, because it says like his action, it costs 1. Is you don't tap him, you can just keep doing it every time whenever he's out.
Yeah.
But when you play heroic card, you heal 2 damage from your base.
Yeah, that's true.
So you want to also bring heroic cards in. You want to, maybe especially just paying one extra to heal a couple from your base as well. So he's kind of soft control.
Yeah, and it doesn't even have to be a hero for the heal. Yeah, hero for the heal.
Hero for the heal, absolutely. But he's kind of that soft control, because you want to kind of play control-y, even though the deck I had, in my pool, I didn't have hardly any events, which was a shame. But you want to be playing, you want to be taking stuff out of aspect, you want to be playing your events, but you've still got that healing ability, and it's still blue-green. Yes, red, blue, red villainy is the new control, but you've still got some really good green stuff in there.
But unfortunately, most people won't see Callus in their 6 packs since it's a rare.
I've opened so many.
So even fewer than we'll see it.
Yeah, absolutely. And then I had the key cards. Actually, I opened a couple of the putting a team together. So you search the top 8 of your cards of your deck for a blue, red, or yellow unit, reveal it and draw it, and that's only a 1 cost. So finding those cards are actually quite key if you're going off aspect. Because then you can search for the big stuff you want to play when you want to play it. And searching 8 cards of your deck when you've got a 30 card deck,
Yeah, that's quite a lot.
you're 10 cards in, you've got through 2/3 of your deck to find that to find your bombs, to find those things that you want. If you're only looking for units, you can only look for units with it, because you're putting together a team, you're not putting together an arsenal. That so that's one thing that I did for sealed. Now the other thing that I did, actually, you've all kind of heard of my friend Dolph, who I've been playing a lot of Star Wars with him recently. He's really enjoying the game, and I asked him around to help me play, do a video with the Spotlight decks. So that one's coming out, and I'm going to talk about that in a second. But the other thing we did, I thought, well, we filmed the Spotlight decks, and then I thought, well, like, should we do another game of this, or should we try some drafting or sealed? And I still have some unopened packs, but I thought, okay, well, I've got a big pile of 6 packs that I just opened for the shorts. And so we thought, actually, because we're going out of aspect a lot in this set, there's a lot of tools for that. Let's film a Winston draft.
Yeah.
So we filmed that as an experiment. I'm going to put it out because it was quite useful. Now, a Winston draft, if you don't know how it works, and it's coming from Magic the Gathering as a draft play, and you can play from between 2 and 4 players. It works best. Everyone brings 3 packs. You open up the packs in Star Wars. We take out the leaders and we stick them aside, and the bases, of course. And then we shuffle up everything into one big pile. And then we draft the leaders.
Mm-hmm.
And then when we come to the cards, we start making 3 piles of cards, but we just start with 1 card in each pile. The person who didn't choose the leader first chooses the card first. They pick up the first pile. They look at the card. If they don't want it, they put it back down and put a card from the top of the big pile on that pile. And you look at the next card. And then you repeat that. If you don't want that one, you put a card on. So you don't know what the second card is. You only know what the first card is. And then you pick up the next card, etc. And then if you don't want the third pile, you just take a blind card off the top of your deck, and it's the next person's turn. Now, 2 players, we realized we thought it might be easier with this aspect stuff, but he had to change leader because he realized he had, like, I think 17 cards that he could actually play without paying aspect tax. And so I gave him Syndulla. And especially you'll see in the video that I convinced him, as actually, well, do you want to lock yourself into heroic? Do you want to take Aura Sing instead? Because then you're not locking yourself in. So I kind of convinced him, so I didn't lock myself into villainy. And then it realized actually he probably should have just stuck with that so that he can go out of aspect a bit more.
Yeah.
So in Star Wars, this works with 4 packs better. Because you just have a big. If it's 2 players, go with 4 packs. If you're 3 or 4 players, then I think you're fine going with 3 packs each, because you can start to pick. And then there's we're just learning, like, you can't let the piles get too big, otherwise you're not going to get the choice of the aspects that you want to go. Really, really good. If you're just 2 people, 3 people, 4 people, really fun to actually play, and we go through that. And in these games, he played Hera and I played Agent. He won that one because he really took advantage of all of these, buffing the units from the command. There was so much experience stuff that he was able to bring out, and he could really take advantage of just bringing out just heroic units from everything in the card pool. So even though maybe it's not as strong as Callus, it is still a viable choice, I think, for that, because you can bring some really cool cards from the overall card pool into your deck. that you were like, oh, I got to pay too much for that. Well, yeah, it's a lot of fun to do that. And with Callus, like I struggled to find the cards I needed that game. Actually, I think. Yeah,
Cool.
so that was that. And then finally the Spotlight decks, which Jabba the Hutt. Man, that is such a fun deck. With Salacious Crumb at the start. And I don't know if you knew about this, Adam.
Probably
I'm not going to go too much into this one. But actually, I never noticed that for the previous set. But on the back of one of the credit tokens or the token units, there's actually tips of how to play the deck for new players.
I did not know. I wonder if that's been on everyone.
I checked back. I don't know if it's been on
in the starter decks from.
I don't think it was the starter decks for the first 3 sets. It was on Secrets, and I haven't gone back to check the other ones yet because I pulled apart the Legends of the Force Maul deck, for example, and the other ones as well. But yeah, it tells you basically how to think about playing the deck. And yeah, Jabba the Hutt makes so many. He just can make a credit token each turn. It's crazy, really fun.
I hope they have some bombs in the list for him to use the credits on.
Yeah, no, yeah, they do because it's got the new base Great Pit of Carcoon, where you search your deck for the Sarlacc of Carcoon. Which is a big 8 cost unit, and then you can bring something back from your hand. On attack, it's an 8 cost 8/9 creature. On attack, put a unit from your discard pile at the bottom of your deck. Deal damage equal to that unit's power to an enemy ground unit. So if you discarded one of these, that's great. But then you've also got Maliki in here, and he's the one that gives ambush.
Ooh.
Ambush to this. It said that had Maliki. Maybe is it one? Yeah, there we go. Oh, gain each friendly creature unit and each creature you own that isn't in play gains the Underworld trait. And because Jabba the Hutt's thing, when he's deployed, says play an Underworld card from your hand. If you defeated a credit while playing his cost, this unit gains ambush for this phase. So you can give that ambush and do a 2-for-1 trade and basically go nuts.
Did you know that there is 2 Malakili coming to this set? They also have him in a rare spot, in a green one.
They do, yeah.
Yeah, 1 for the first creature you play each phase costs 1 less. So he's really he's shining this set, getting a starter and a rare one.
To be fair, like the poor guy, he did lose his Rancor.
Yeah, he did.
Yeah, so that's really strong. Leia Organa, that deck, she could be strong. The Spotlight deck as well, it's got 2 out of aspect cards, and it's got one thing that allows you to play those out of aspect cards, which is the base.
Spotlight decks usually isn't made to be super competitive, so they are more to be fun and introduce you to the game and mechanics of the new set.
I feel like they could have maybe put a couple more in, so you got more chance of, even if you're paying a bit extra, to get a couple of them out, but I think you can build something around that to give yourself some more credits and get some more stuff out, so that when she flips, you can put 4 experience on her, and she's then the 6/6 with Overwhelm. So she could be quite strong because he put play in a red build as well. But yeah, it's just been a really fun few days to do that. I've got 2 stacks of 6 packs left. They have opened them, but I've got them there. So whether we do some sealed or whatever with that and film that, we'll see what we do. But they're staring me in the face, going play with me at the moment. Not now, later.
Not now, later.
Yeah, so that's basically what I've been doing with my time this weekend, just editing and trying to get stuff out as quick as possible. So we've got information tonight. Just moving on to our next segment. What did we do before we both watched the FFG stream, which was really short, like not even 10 minutes. It felt like it was a very 15 minute long.
Yeah, 10-15 minutes,
Yeah.
correct.
Adam, go ahead and tell us the information that we got from this week's.
Yeah. So basically, they announced the prize cards for the upcoming sector. No, not for the sector. Sorry, for the store showdowns and the planetary qualifiers. Basically, the champion card for store showdowns is going to be the new mall, and for the planetary, what was that now again? It was
Yeah, that was.
that was a good question. I want to say Rio.
Don't catch me off guard like that. We should be.
Yeah, I was prepared, but I forgot about it. I think it is a legendary.
It's
And
Bethnic 2 tubes. No, it's not. No, it's a Rio Durant.
it was Rio Durant. All right.
Yeah, it's a rare. Yeah.
So
it's the promo. Yeah.
For the planetary.
Oh no, for the showdowns. The showdowns is Maul
And
for
Rio.
the prizes in Rio, and then the PQOP cards. You have the new Chewbacca.
Yeah, that's true. New Chewbacca.
Which looks so good with the full art version, and Bethnic 2 tubes as the promo.
Yeah, and they also announced the sector qualifiers and the regional qualifier.
And where are they?
So the sector qualifier, we will take the European stuff here.
We don't care about what's happening in America. None of us are going to get there. So we love you, Americans. Not all. Not maybe not your president, but
Jason is not planning on going to the Galactics at least.
No anymore.
That's for sure. Not anymore. Yeah. So like, we have London is going to get a premier sector qualifier 9th to 10th of May. The other sector qualifiers is in the US. It's April 18th to 19th in Atlanta. Yeah. And then Palm Springs is getting it May 2nd to 3rd.
Yeah.
And what we all want to see is the regional qualifier, which is actually located in Czechia, Prague, May 22 to 24th. So if you want to squeeze in to play both limited and premier at the same weekend, that would be your go-to tournament for this set. Remember, these are the last big events before Galactics. Also the PQs, of course. If you want to gather your 100 points or gonna try to reach top 32 and get free flights and accommodation for Galactic.
Flights and accommodation included as well still?
Yeah, if you go top 32.
Top 32.
Top 32 over the whole year gathering points.
Then I can forget that one.
Yeah, you need to not top 32 in an event. Sorry, top 32 over the year in the rankings. Yeah.
No, I think maybe just winning a PQ would get me. Maybe
winning a PQ will get you into the tournament. You need 100 points or play the qualifier the day before. That's how it is.
But not it's the free flights and boarding that is going to make that possible.
Yeah. And that is not a PQ. I think you might need like 8 of them. Yeah.
Okay.
8 to 10 will probably be what you need. I'm just guessing.
Which brings us on to our next point, which is if you'd like to sponsor us to get me to America, please send us an email.
Yes.
Adam, continue.
Details will follow up in the response on how to give us money in a non-legal way. And then we also got some PQs. The link for all the PQs are now revealed. So I guess I should go through the Scandinavians PQs. Because we are a Nordic one. I'm not going to take everyone in the whole Europe, sorry. But
this has been published on their website, right?
Yes, it's on the website. So Denmark, once again, it's going to be an eCast, Next Level Games. It's going to get it May 9th, a Saturday, finally. They've had Sundays the last two.
So what was the town?
eCast.
ECAST. Is that the one just outside of Copenhagen, or is that a little bit further?
I think it's a bit further. It's not as bad as Horsens. I'm not sure. Maybe it's worse than Horsens. I'm not sure. It's one or the other. It's not super close. So it's going to be a little bit of a, what do we say, like travel for everyone who wants to go there from Sweden. It is also occurring during the London sector qualifier. So
Okay, so it's the same weekend as London.
yes. Then we have, and that's Premier. Then on May 2nd, we have in Finland, in Lahti. There they have the limited PQ for this set.
Okay.
In the Nordics, of course, there will be more in different places. Then we have Norway in Porsgrunn, Outland Porsgrunn, Saturday, May 30 will be their premier event. And then, of course, Sweden will have theirs in Malmö at the Playoteket May 17th.
Which is the same weekend as Prague. Was that right?
No. I think it's the weekend before Prague.
Weekend before Prague.
Yeah. So for us Scandinavians, we have basically, I think it's the London PQ, London sector into the Swedish PQ, into Prague, into the Norwegian PQ. And prior to that, we also have then London and Copenhagen, and then Finland. So you can go for 4 or 5 weeks straight on tournaments for us Nordics.
So those players that don't have kids have got a really fun April and May to look forward to.
Actually, only May.
Actually, pretty much only the whole of May you can play.
April really seems to be
only be able to choose one of those.
Yeah, April seems to be a little bit lesser for us in the Scandinavia. Fortunately, we have the Monatosh Cantina Brawl in beginning of March to look forward to, and then hopefully we have at least store showdowns to attend in April. Otherwise, April will be a little bit a long awaiting for us. So that's basically the tournament season now, all up until Galactics. And if you are looking to go for an eternal PQ in Europe, I'm gonna see here. I think I saw one.
Manchester, June 7th in Manchester.
Oh yeah, I was reading. There is actually 2 then. June 7th in Manchester and May 17th in Southampton. So you have to go to the UK.
That's. I mean, I just think for eternal themed things, it's quite ironic that you have to go to the UK for that one. But that's just me. Say May 7th.
May 17th.
Yes, there we go. Born in the city in Southampton.
So basically,
Southampton's a very nice place.
Yeah, it is for us in the Nordics the same date as Malmö. So, but if you desperately want to go to Eternal, it is Manchester or Southampton, or you have to fly to the US. Middle East is getting their first PQ, I think. Dubai. I'm not sure that has been before. There is a lot of ones in Oceania. We have South Africa again. South America has some. So yeah,
good. It's good to see this. Feels like there's more and more PQs.
Actually, quite a few in China. We haven't seen a lot of attendance though in the Asian ones. I'm surprised to see there is almost 20 ones in China, but
yes,
it is what it is.
Yeah, yep. I do have a customer in Leiden in Holland, and Leiden are actually getting one at in mid-April. So I might have to go and visit a customer.
You should. Like, I think that's it's warranted. Like, you need
to. Absolutely. Well, knowing now we know that we have PQs and SQs and RQs and everything coming up where there's travel
Yep.
and everything going. I thought for the end of this episode that I want to actually basically pick your brain, Adam, because you go to all of them, right? I don't think you've missed a big one since the game started.
I missed
Okay, maybe
Milan.
not. You missed Milan, and is that actually the only one you've missed?
If we talk about Liverpool, I didn't go to Liverpool either. Milan and Liverpool. I just went for Lille that season, and then it's been every European one and Galactics.
So you have the experience of booking the tickets, getting tickets to the event, booking travel, booking hotel, event and registration, and going through everything. Like, for those of us that haven't been, how do we even consider getting ready to go to these events?
Good question. First of all, you should take a lesson that Victor has not taken yet. You need to actually be ready when the tickets are going live. I know that can be difficult for some people. Best way is to be a little bit like active in Discord or on OP or Fanfinity's Discords, because they will release earlier when they are going to release, and then they will be like tomorrow or something. Because depending on the location, they might run out of tickets. The sectors had that problem last set for Europe because it was in Munich and in Tilburg, easy access cities. I think, and even Paris sold out first, but then same will be with what's it called?
I think London will be
London and Prague
very quick. I mean, Prague isn't that difficult to get to, right?
No, and that's the regionals. But regionals have 1,024 spots, so we haven't seen a regional sold out yet, and even Lille was not even 1,000. So that one might be easier, and that one you might actually only want to play one or two of the events, because that's actually also an option. If you don't want to play the limited or don't want to play the premier, you can just pay for one of them.
So regional, you do have two different events that you can go to.
So you can buy both, and then if you advance from the limited, they will refund you the premier one, because you can't play the both if you advance to the next stage. But just that's quite nice, because you've advanced. If you don't advance, you just play the next one, which means you will get 2 participation mats. You will get 2 of everything, because it's 2 separate events. But also, if you just want to play the limited, didn't make it, and you want to play side events, you can do that. You don't have to enter in the premier one. It might be harder to find side events during start of the day, though.
And what are the kind of prices? What have the prices been for?
The price wall has been quite similar now, and I think they talked about it would be similar this set too.
They said this the last time. It's going to be the same as before, and then Jack was saying that he's doing everything he can to change that up, and it's the last time that it will actually be the same. I think he's now putting his stamp on his role there and making that good. Yeah.
Because that's so you can basically look up what has been on the sectors and regionals before. I assume there will be different champion cards and stuff like that. So the price will probably be a bit same, but not the. If you're trying to get highly competitive, a play mat and stuff like that.
The OP cards will be
So.
But what about the price for the tickets? Like the actual, so if I want to go to the regional as well, is it going to cost me like €1,000 just to get in? Or, is that a little bit more reasonable so that I've got some money left over to get?
Actually, it's usually somewhere between 40 to 50 euro, I would say. Basically what some of the PQs took in the early days, which was insane. But
I remember.
And if you go to the regional, of course, then if you buy 2, it's gonna be then it's 80 to 100, depending on
Okay, so when you go to the regional, you buy 2 tickets. You buy the ticket to those.
1 limited and 1 premier.
Yeah. Otherwise, you can't get in the door, right?
No, you only need 1 to get into the door. you can actually also buy, like, if you don't want to play in either of them, you can buy like a spectator pass, which costs like 10.
And that gets you into the side events.
Yes.
Still, you can still pay to get into
You
side
will
events.
get like, usually you will get like a wristband,
Yeah.
and that's what you show for the security, and then that is all good.
Yeah.
So that's basically, that's the first start. And then when you get a ticket, I think, since it's usually like not too far in advance when they release the tickets. So when you should be planning to go, and if you get the ticket, you should be ready to book quite fast. Otherwise, the prices will go up. Obviously, now it's Prague and London, so the price, like what would you say, like their influx of people to their cities will not be massively swayed by SVU community.
No.
Tilburg was probably a little bit more. Like, I heard there was a lot of places were sold out. It was hard to get some spots. Don't think that was a problem in Munich, but there was actually a couple of hotels that were actually full when I was going to book, because I booked later. But and that was close to the venue. Of course, there was places in Munich still. But
so plan to go, get your ticket, book your flight and hotel straight away.
Yeah, I would say so. And if you're planning on going on one of these together with some people, prep before and just be ready to buy, and then you just do it automatically afterwards. Otherwise, it might be a little bit more expensive, but you can still do everything of this afterwards. It's not like I don't think you will have a problem getting a flight to Prague or London. It might just be an expensive one. Maybe you need to actually apply for the vacation first, but then I would say still buy the ticket, because you don't have time to wait for it in certain cases. It's better to just, it didn't work out, refund me, or like waste that couple of euros.
Is it a full refund, or is it like a 90%?
I think OPE had like 80% or 90%, and Fanfinity had no refund. But that might change as well. I'm not sure. But usually Fanfinity is the one hosting the regionals, and regionals have 1,024 spots. So
and in your experience in terms of like booking a hotel, if we just move on to the the logistics there, do they normally recommend hotels where other people will be, or is it like just
you'll have to do it your own? They say where the location is, so you can just put it on a map and see what's close, and then book.
Yeah, absolutely. And then when we get to the event, day one, I mean, obviously you want to fly in the day before.
Ideally, if you have an early morning flight, they can land you there at 6, and you don't have to pay a hotel night. Sure, go for it. I don't think everyone has that opportunity.
No. But you get there, say day before, the Friday night. You get Saturday morning. Like how early is registration normally for those people?
I think it's around 9.
Yeah.
If 9, and then they usually have the place open the day before as well for early check-in. Like you will get some extra ticket points for the price wall, and you will already get your wristband just to eliminate the queue problem on the Friday, basically. The regionals will of course be you will have to go and be there on Thursday, because you start the limited on Friday morning. So that's a bigger trip, but the same thing applies. It's just one day earlier. So, but the registrations usually 9 in the morning. It can be an earlier. Usually they start 10, I think, but day 2 usually starts an hour earlier, or day 3, depending on. Especially
if you've made it through, right?
But even for the others, I think the side events opens earlier as well. I'm not sure, but Sunday usually is the one that starts earliest if it needs to, because that's when people have arrangement to go home.
And then I guess it's different event by event when you get in there with your going,
exactly,
find the tables and stuff.
They usually for the day 1, usually like when everyone is playing, every table is more or less reserved for for that. Day 2 or day 3, depending, when there is not that many left in the main tournament, then it's like mostly are made for side events, and then you have the top cuts or day 2 tables on a different place, like
Mm.
separated in the alley, depending on the location, of course.
Yeah. Okay. And then the other big thing is like the reality of the prize wall, right? Because we've heard the stories
Yeah.
that the prize wall, the people that are playing, by the time they've actually finished playing their main events, the queue is crazy long for the prize wall, so they can't do side events or anything. They've just got to queue up and get their prizes.
The the
Has
prize
that
wall
improved the last few times, or what's the deal with that?
prize wall in Paris was good. Prize wall in Tilburg worked well. Prize wall in Munich was a complete disaster. The prize wall at Galactus was the biggest shit show ever. But that was also like 3K people, so
Yeah,
or 2K. So it's and still just one prize wall table.
yeah.
Maybe that was one of the issues. One of multiple. Now they have tried, OP at least on the sectors have tried to have a digital one, which has been, I had a problem, like the queues were not that long, but after like an event ending, that's when they can be quite long, because that's when everyone gets their registered. So I went there a little bit early, but the event points had not registered yet, so I had to go away from the line, and then like they 20 seconds after they announced that they now it's added, that I got back to the line, like 20 people in the queue.
No.
So
Did you lose out on anything, or
no. The things that, so if there also that, of course, if there is something you specifically want and you already have the tickets for it, just go to the line and take it, because it might run out.
yeah,
There is not an endless of supply of certain things. So like playmats usually don't run out, but if there is something you desperately want and you're afraid of it to run out, just go for it, because there is not a cap. Like in Galactics, people could just pick up the Super Laser Blasts. Like if you had the tickets, you could take 10. Like it's not a cap for 3 one person. So
no, yeah. Cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, that's. I don't know if there's anything that I've missed out, and this the side events they just happen, don't they? You just find people, you
there
just
are
go up to the side events and happen if you're,
you
if
you have
get
2
up.
options. There are some scheduled side events that you can sign up with for that has certain prices, and then there is like pods you can sign up, and then you get basically like this food counter thing that beeps you
Oh, the
when you have,
beeping thing. Yeah, so it would say your food's ready.
yes, but in this case, now 8 people are ready. Now you can go do your draft or your pod, because like
That's smart.
so you have those 2 options. So there is those, and then there is like the sector cups, and then there is some, depending on which place, they have had some 3v3, certain special drafts, etc. Like maybe there will now be Eternals side events and stuff that you can sign up for. So Trilogy has been, so that will be announced usually before. So
Yeah. So basically, like, if going to these things, if you're not planning to do, like, have a go at the big event, the big, whatever. But if you're not planning to do, you're expecting to maybe just play that day 1, have some fun there. The day 2 and 3, you play side events. Take an Eternal deck. Take a
yeah,
Trilogy.
yeah, you can check before which
Yeah.
side events that are looking appealing to you, and like if you want to play Trilogy, bring 3 decks. If you want to play the Twin Suns, bring Twin Sun decks. Like there will be sealed ones as well. Like I'm usually traveling light, so I only have the 1 deck, but if you have the spot, bring some extra decks. I think Trilogy could be really fun.
Yeah, that could be fun. And then if you're just thinking, if you're traveling light, there's me that didn't even play in Malmö, and I took like 7 decks with me just to play in the where we were living. With I stayed with the judges. Yeah. So yeah, I don't travel light.
No, that's still good. It's still all good.
Yeah, cool. I hope that kind of tips people over to try and go to this stuff, especially that most of our audience base is is actually Europe based. So London and Prague is a reality. I think for us if we plan it. So hopefully that has encouraged you to consider it and get yourself organized as well. And then Adam's in our Discord under I'm So Humble, so he absolutely loves being pinged all the time if you want to ask him more questions and stuff about that, because I think you go and you play most of the time anyway. You make at least top 8, top 16 most of the time.
Oh, that's generously said. It's been one time, but yeah, day 2 I've done a few times, or close to at least. And I have a semifinals at Lille, the biggest tournament that wasn't Galactic. So I'm all right.
Just slipping that in there.
Yeah,
top 81, and that was the big one. But
yeah, the big one, and that was a strong
absolutely.
performance.
Yeah. Well, maybe on the next rotation after Plot and Pilots are out, then you can
get back to it again. Yeah,
get
next
back
year.
to it again. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Cool.
Hopefully.
Well, I think that's all we've got time for now. Next week's actually going to be quite a fun one to look out for as well. We're actually going to do a collaboration episode with Always Tell Me the Odd podcast. So we're going to be doing one, maybe even a second episode as well. So we're going to be on their podcast as well. Always Tell Me the Odds. They are the Malmo-based Swedish podcast. Yeah. They do a slightly different focus. Well, a different focus to what we do. 2 friends that play together and just talk about the game in a very relaxed way. Definitely
they have the perspective of new player, like a little bit like we had maybe when we started the podcast. Someone that's new to the TCG world versus someone that's more experienced, and they that's their focus. Now you're not new to the CCG anymore, Jason, so we don't have that right now.
I still play like I am, but I get it more. Yeah. But yeah, so we're going to be doing a few collaboration episodes with them, and the best thing about them is them coming from Malmo is that they do their podcast in English so that I can still understand them.
Yeah, that's great.
That's going to be, so it's still going to be English. That was a little bit of dig to the Skånska
the Danish dialect. Yeah.
Like seriously, when I worked for my first job as a consultant, I could speak Swedish no problem. I could speak Swedish with everyone in the office apart from the 2 owners, who were both from Skåne. And I said, if you want me to do something, email me or tell me in English, because I really struggle to understand what they're saying. So it's just like that as well. So but I'm getting there now as well. It's Danish is a nice language. So
yeah, sure.
On that note, we're going to say, Adam, thank you for joining me and taking me through that thing and listening to me ramble on about how great Limited is going to be in Lawless time and how good this set is going to be. And,
no worries. I hope you're right.
The last thing we're going to do, we're going one more week because we haven't done our homework. So this is something that I'm going to do between now and next week. There's still this is the last playmat we have for the Malmo game week from last week. People have been after this still. They've been asking where this is. This is the last one. And so we are actually raffling that off. So basically find us, send us a message, write in the comments on Spotify or YouTube underneath here, and just kind of say something that one of your favorite moments from the podcast, one of our videos, something maybe that we've maybe helped you in the game, that we have, you played one of our decks, it's been really useful, get in contact with us and just respond here, and you'll be in the prize draw, and we'll do it out and we'll send that mat out to you.
Great.
Cool. Until then, next week, we will say thank you and may the force be with you. Good night.
Good night.